Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Riley Welch, the social media manager for Mount Pleasant Village, and welcome to the third episode of Only on Mount Pleasant podcast. It's been a great journey so far with the podcasting, and today we'll continue. We have a great guest. We got Amber from the Manor Salon, a great conversation about what is the proper way of treating your hair and the backstory of the business. It is a fantastic story. Our sponsor for today's episode is the wonderful Sweet Culture, a Mount Pleasant staple. Sweet Culture was born from the Italian chef Andrea, a great guy to know. Discover Sweet Culture's kitchen full of sandwiches, food, salads, catering, and grab and go. A great store to be a part of. As soon as you walk in, you start to smell all of the bakery, the coffee, everything that you need is at Sweet Culture. Now let's chat about what's going on Mount Pleasant. Well, we have a brand new blog post. Actually, we've been posting a lot of blogs about the Mount Pleasant Village. If you noticed it and if you read the blog post, let us know in the comments below what you think and what was your favorite blog post and why. And have you noticed recently that there was a film crew on Mount Pleasant? Crazy, right? Let us know if you've seen it and where you saw the filming crew on Mount Pleasant. Always an exciting time to be on Mount Pleasant. On January 31st, we are slowly opening. Ontario is slowly opening up, so remember to support your local business. Shop, eat, and explore Mount Pleasant Village. It's a great collection of shops we have here on Mount Pleasant, so go on and support them. With all that said and done, let's jump to the interview with Amber Fairlie of the Manor Salon. Hey, what's going on? We're here with Amber from the Manor Salon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on the Only on Mount Pleasant podcast. How's the week been?
It's been pretty good. It hasn't been too much snow, so I'm having a good time. How about you? How's your week been?
Not too bad. Yeah, it's a little bit the same. I was in the area the other day, and the snow, oh my goodness, where does it go? And I was just driving on the side streets. I'm like, oh my God, it's so hard to drive.
Pro tip, never use the side streets.
Yeah, there we go. Live from Amber. So yeah, welcome to the pod. I would love you to tell everyone who's listening, tell us about your business.
So I own a hair salon on Mount Pleasant in Davisville Village, and we're a boutique hair salon. So we're quite small. There's only 6 of us in total. And what makes us unique is we actually specialize in our field of work. So for instance, myself, I only cut hair and I style hair. So I don't touch the color aspect because it's like a totally different realm. My brain, it's 2 different sides of the brain. So what makes us unique is we do specialize, so we can really tailor make a look for our guests and really pull out what they need and what they want. All of our education is like really focused, so that's what makes us different, unique, and useful to our clients.
Right on. So have you noticed ever since the first lockdown happened, have you seen a lot of people coming in to getting their haircut with like any new ideas or anything that they wanted to try, or are they going back to the same kind of style?
I feel like after the lockdowns and the C word, people have really been quite erratic with what they want. So it's either you get, your corporate dudes with longer hair, which would have never been ever something that would have happened because they've liked it every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks maintenance, to like this surfer hair. And they're like, whatever. To, some women that also work pretty high up corporate jobs that are like, I want to do something really funky, like purple, because I can just wear my hair in a bun on Zoom. And I was like, okay, like, let's do that. Whereas these people would never like try something different or do anything a little bit more eccentric. I think it's people are wanting to express themselves a little bit differently since they can't do it in other ways. So yeah, like people have really just been flipping a coin and just going way out there.
Can you predict any trends coming up? any new styles or?
It's so all over the map nowadays. Like it's not like how it used to be when it's like, oh, bangs are like totally what's in for the fall. There's so many different types of people and different styles that are all like, it's like the 90s rewound, like nothing and everything goes.
Oh my goodness. So what has been like the wonkiest or weirdest request you heard ever?
Ever?
Yeah. Ooh, loaded question, I'd realize.
Loaded question. I'm like going through the filing cabinet in my brain. Um, we've had only one time I had somebody that really wanted like an eccentric look. They wanted it like shaved on the sides, shaved in the middle, and like long bits down. And I was like, okay, we're going through a thing today, aren't we?
It's yeah.
Let's talk
It's
a little.
yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like, all right, I just met you, but I can tell that like something's going on. Let's turn this chair around. Let's chat.
Exactly.
Um, so let's wound it back. Like, how did you get into hair?
Honestly, since I was as young as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a hairdresser. It started with me, I think I was about 5. I think that's my earliest memory. And I remember cutting all my brother's hair while he was in the crib, and I just started going at it. Obviously, my mother had a meltdown. But I was just like, I just want to make him look better. I just want to, cut his hair and play around. So ever since I was young, that's what I've wanted to do. And it never really swayed. So I just kind of went through school, went through high school. And then as soon as it was done, I went straight to cosmetology school in Yorkville.
Oh, right on. And
Yeah.
what kind of made you start to think like, you know what, I can almost do my own thing? Like, what does everyone like? Did you have like an experience where you're like, you know what, I can see me doing this for myself?
I I've always wanted to be a salon owner. I love creating like an environment, welcoming space. I'm always the host, right? So it's kind of
Mm,
not the same, but like you want to create the environment. So even getting into it, I always knew that the end goal would be to own a unique space. Um, so I just went with it. At 22, I opened up the salon.
and have you found like what, like, as all business owners, you all have, it's funny because sometimes I ask the same question, but I always get the different answer. So what was the most challenging thing or challenging time as a business owner that you overcame and you're like, and I'm really really proud of, what I did there?
That's another loaded question there.
So I'm just full of it. I am so sorry.
That's
um
I like it. I'm good with quick on my feet. I would say there's two things. So you said, what was the situation that's been the hardest to overcome?
Correct.
Uh, I would say the C word, the vid.
Yeah.
That's been super hard, considering we were shut down for an entire year.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was pretty hard, and we celebrated our 10-year anniversary in July, and we
Yes.
were allowed to be open for it. So that was like a little victory. I kept being like, if we're not going to be open, oh my God. But that was one of the hardest things I think I've ever overcome.
Yeah.
As of right now, we're not fully overcoming it, but I mean, we're in the 4th lockdown and we're still here. So I just keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
Um, and besides that, I would say like the other thing would be opening the business at a really young age was the other thing
Interesting.
hard. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So you're saying that you opened it at 22. Uh, that's awesome. Like, that is a great, like, that's a great age to kind of do your own thing, and interesting as well. Like, what made you? I remember you were saying like, yeah, that was always the goal, but like at 22, like, were you almost not at a crossroads? Did you have an opportunity that you couldn't really refuse?
I feel like I was in a crossroads where it was
Mm,
like I had a specific vision of where I wanted to be. And although I worked at some great places and I worked in Yorkville and Forest Hill for a while, I wasn't getting the education that I needed and wanted. Um, I really have more of an editorial vibe for that. And at that time, there wasn't as much being offered. And education for me is number one. And I really wanted to create an environment where education was first. So that's why I was like, you know what, it's now or it's, 10 years from now. So why not now?
Right on. So after reflecting on the past 10 years, is there like a lesson that you learned that you almost share with other small business owners, maybe within the area?
Keep making mistakes because that's how you learn. That's the only way, and that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Mistakes are not failures, they're just checkpoints of where you need to turn around from.
That is so beyond like true. It is something that I say to other people, or like, you can't really be afraid to fail because yeah, like everything that you were saying, because you have to, you got to learn somehow. So where do you see the Manor Salon in like 5 years?
Ooh, 5 years.
Ooh, I know this is
Uh,
like always an interesting question.
Always an interesting question. I still see it as a brick and mortar business. So you come in, it's tailor made, you're getting a service. But I do see it a little bit more on an online retail presence with education for clients.
Mm, that is,
Yeah.
as like I can only speak as a in a male point of view. Like that's something that we need to learn is more of like how do you maintain your hair? How do you like keep your hair like healthy? And kind of, and because as a male that's growing, you're almost like realizing, okay, you want this to stop, like you just want this to want the hair to still be on your head. So how can I prevent that, or what ways, like what things to use, a conditioner, all these things that I'm like right now learning myself. Uh so
Male
with that being,
basic,
so is that,
male basic maintenance.
yes, it's yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest for males that are uh realizing that, you got to take care of yourself, you got to take care of your hair? What are what is the first step for a male to do?
The first step, I would say, and the most basic step is you need to use good shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah, because there's a lot of guys, and I've been guilty, where you use a 2 for 1, and is that
Oh,
the worst?
the worst.
Oh
The worst.
no, oh
Yeah, I know.
no.
Literally every guy.
Wow, yeah, I would say that I would love to say that's not me, but
But it's
it's true. So what is like the biggest difference between like uh using conditioner compared to using like a shampoo? And this is for someone who is blue in this industry.
another favorite question. The difference between shampoo and conditioner is one is as simplest as I can explain this. One is a detergent. So its job is to open up and cleanse and remove and any dirt, oil, excess, anything. Once the cuticles are opened, which is what shampoo will do, you have to close them. Because if your cuticles aren't closed, you're just leaving it rough, fragile, and vulnerable. So it's like a Christmas tree when you take it out of the package. It's got that wrapping around it. Shampoo basically takes the wrapping off. But if you want to get it back into the box, you got to put conditioner and you got to put all the pines down and put it back in the box. So it's super important. You don't want to like dry because it dries out your hair, right? Like if you just
Yeah.
shampoo, just leaving it in a dry, raw stage, that it just it only will continue to get drier. The conditioner puts, all the moisturizers back in, and depending on the person's hair texture or their needs will determine which one you use, but it always helps to replenish everything that you're kind of taking out and hydrating it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's a easy way, because I know that is a huge question to ask. And for a lot of people don't understand it fully. Like, there is the difference, and there's a reason why they go hand in hand. And there's also another reason why a 2-for-1 is not the best way to go. So yeah, like, is there anything coming up in the next 6 months that you would love to share with us?
Within the manor?
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now, we're taking it day by day, just trying
Yeah.
to figure out and see where things are happening. In the next 6 months, hopefully we'll be at 100% capacity, and we'll be able to do our annual, we always do a charity every year. We haven't been able to do it since COVID,
Right.
but we usually do a cut-a-thon, and we always try and gear it around a children's fundraiser. So the last one we did was for Autism Dog Services. So we're hoping to do that again.
Mhm.
It's a great cause, it's a great event, and it really brings the community together. So fingers crossed that gets to happen this year.
Yeah. So when that hopefully when that time comes, where can people find you? Where can people find more information about the charities you're working with, or with you in general? Where can people find you?
People can find us at our website, which is www.themanorsalon.com, or else our best next form of information is our Instagram. It's at the Manor Salon. We're pretty active.
I was going to say, it is a great follow. If you're not already following, toss them a follow. They're great. Just visuals alone, it's just really pleasing to look at. So Amber, thank you for joining us on the podcast. A great chat about how to take care of your hair and where can people find you, and more about your business. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you very much, Amber, for coming on the third episode of Only on Mount Pleasant podcast. A great conversation about her background and how she started her business, and great tips for males who are using 2-for-1 shampoo and conditioner like myself, and how can you take care of yourself with your hair. Thank you again, Sweet Culture, for our third sponsor for this podcast. If you're looking for a great grab and go for sandwiches, pastries, coffee, anything that you need, go to Sweet Culture, and their Instagram, their socials, and their website will be linked down below. If you visit Sweet Culture before, let us know, what is your favorite item? And we'll see you around Mount Pleasant. Take care.